Hey, Brian. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
What are we trying to solve today?
We are looking into the black box and mystery of SEOs. I'm new to the party, need to get established as quick as possible as an entertainer, have been barraged weekly with people wanting to tell me how I can be on the front page of Google. And I look at it as a chiropractic service. Is it quackery? Is it authentic? Does it work? Does it not work? Is it just a matter of finding the best person? Is it measurable? That's a biggie. So I paid for Fiverr SEO services to the tune of $500+ to put me as a corporate magician for hire out here on the West Coast in California. Can't say it's worked to my advantage yet, but here's the thing that keeps you dangling on. Well, it will build momentum. It takes time, the saturation process, and everything that you know that algorithms do that I don't know. I need someone I can trust, someone that can give me the skinny on it, the lowdown, the truth, that is not ill-motivated. And if it works, I'll throw lots of money at it. If it doesn't, it's not going to get a dime. That's kind of where I sit. And I'm not technically savvy, so I'm really at the mercy of others that, unlike yourself, are approaching me with no intention except to give me the honest truth on this. And I hope that I'm not alone in this.
Yeah, cool. So what you're trying to rank for corporate magician in
Correct.
your area.
And then go beyond that.
How big is your area?
I'm in California, Central Valley, located in Modesto, within an hour-and-a-half to 2-hour radius. Everybody I want to reach on the West Coast, unless I bridge out into Southern Cal. But I can go north to Sacramento. I can go west to San Francisco, all the way to the ocean, can't go any further. Nothing east, and I can go south to Fresno, San Jose, Auburn, all those areas, Sacramento, I think I mentioned. Love San Francisco. I lived there for many, many years. It's one of my favorite places to go back to perform. I was a pastor at that point, and now I'm an entertainer. Crazy the similarities between Saturday night entertainment and Sunday morning worship, but that's another story. And I want to build a base and then go national. And I want exposure. And I can't do that without some kind of mechanism to expose me, because I'm late to the party, having got into this professionally 4 or 5 years ago, not even that, but doing very, very well as a result of my efforts over the last few years. And now I need to take the next big step if I'm going to do this thing in my 50s.
Okay. So I'm going to switch over here.
And you know, people have talked about SEO services like, I may or may not have mentioned this, chiropractic services to me. Is it quackery? Is it real? Is it the silver bullet that can put me on the map? Or is it just good customer services and word of mouth? That can be slow going. It's free, but it's slow going. It doesn't have to be either or. You know, I want to do both. I've got the money to throw at something that works. And if there's even one corporate kickback that takes place as a result of a $500 investment on Fiverr, it's paid for multiple times over already.
Right.
But I can't
Okay,
tell.
so
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you did $500 on Fiverr, and that was
Yes.
the only SEO attempt that you did so far, right?
Right. I did something
And when?
prior to that and then just quickly cut it off because I didn't know enough about it and wasn't ready to spend $500 a month. It can get really pricey. You're familiar with the price ranges more than I am. And at that stage, years ago, at the very beginning, I didn't have the income that I have now as a professional entertainer, couldn't justify it. But now I'm in a position to spend the money more on marketing and get this thing rolling. Hopefully now that COVID is in our back rear mirror.
Yeah. When did you do this Fiverr thing?
Probably, I was a member of SB, Show Business Blueprint, the last alumni class, last class that went through probably 4 months ago. And I did it at the front end of that. So probably 6 months ago. And I've got leads, but they're not directly attributable. It's hard to tell, Scott, if these leads came as a result of what I paid for. And that's the slippery part for me.
Okay, what's your web address
It is
for your website?
BC Magic, the number 4, the letter U. BC for Brian Cassady, my initials, the word magic, the numeral 4, and then the letter U.com. A little bit of mercy on the website. This is something, Scott, I want to run through you as well offline, that we can discuss my branding and image as we go forward.
Sure. What did the SEO guy say that he did for you?
I should have done a little bit more homework leading up to this Zoom. He optimized it, obviously, with the word corporate. And he did a lot of other things that didn't make sense to me because I don't speak the language. But he had a lot of good reviews, very forthright. The service he provided back and forth, chat-wise, communication-wise, couldn't have been better. I feel like he did everything he said he was going to do and could do. I don't think I was robbed in any way, but I couldn't tell you specifically the half a dozen things that he had mentioned specifically that he did either clean, tweak, or enhance my exposure.
Okay. Did he edit your website at all?
Did he edit my website at all? Are you still there, Scott?
Yeah.
Okay.
I lost your camera
because my wife is trying to FaceTime in right now, which I'm not going to grab. He did not edit my website. He stuck with the verbiage. I asked him about that. He said it wasn't necessary. My wife and I have been doing the website in-house, and your eyes are on it today. I'm glad about that. So you can lead me from there as well.
Okay, cool. What do you what's special about what you're doing compared to other corporate magicians?
I'm trying to leverage my age. That's not my advantage. Obviously, I'm.
Can you turn your camera back on? Can you come back to Zoom?
I can. Let me go here. How's that? Are we back?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Could you say the question one more time there, Scott?
What's special about you compared to other corporate magicians in San Francisco area?
I'm nostalgic and I'm dated. So I have to work. I have to work with my weakness, as crazy as this sounds. I'm bald. I'm 57. I'm not sexy or cool anymore. I never was. That wouldn't have helped being a pastor anyway, right? But I'm a self-admitted wannabe, over-the-hill Vegas lounge magician, living the dream at your expense at your party. I'm an honest liar about that, right? Vegas is something I am intrigued with. Probably will never be on the Strip. That's okay. But I want to bring that experience to people's lives in a very fun, comical, glitzy, high gloss way. So I have a portable theatrical backdrop, the whole shtick, the portable bar. It's a Rat Pack revisited. I use music from Sinatra. The whole act is choreographed. A man and his magic. I stole that from Frank at the Sands Resort Casino back in the day. And it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And although it speaks of my journey as an entertainer, a coming out, if you will, I hope to motivate others with a message that helps them find something in their life that they enjoy, that they can do with passion, whatever age they might find themselves in. So my wife and I also have exotic birds. I mean, it's extravagant, a macaw dove show. We've got the whole lights and music, as I mentioned, and we can set this up big. We've been on some pretty big stages together, but we can also distill it down to a living room. Not her and I, but I can. And that's been a lot of fun too. No stage too big or too small. I do everything from full levitation and cutting the daughter in thirds to close-up cocktail magic. The more they drink, the better I get.
Cool. So I'll respond to all this stuff right now, if that's cool with you.
Yep.
Okay. The first search engine optimization is getting you to rank higher on Google for the keywords that people are searching for.
Right.
That's just the definition of what it is. But first I'd like to talk about customer acquisition. So we need to find people, we need to find our customers where they are, when they want the thing, and reach them and be in their, and then have trust with them so that they can hire us.
Right.
Okay. So that means that when they're in a, we have to get them when they're at a decision place. And your camera's off again. So it's kind of a complicated process of figuring out where they are when they're making the decision. It might be, and also with a corporate show, if you're going for like the, I don't know, you're going for $10,000 corporate gigs, whatever, right, then you're thinking about, they're protecting a lot of risk, and they want somebody that they can completely trust to not cause a lawsuit or offend an employee or make the company look bad in any way. So they need a lot of trust in you as a performer to deliver that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that might mean a longer process that isn't based on a Google search. For corporate shows, it's pretty unlikely to me that somebody's going to Google you or Google corporate magician, then find you and look at a video or look at some pictures on your website and then say, yes, this is the guy for me. So it could lead to they find a whole bunch of people, they do a search, they find a whole bunch of different performers, they start to compare them, and then they contact a whole bunch of them and they start conversations with them and figure out if they're right for them. That's possible. It's what you're doing, like you're getting rarer and rarer cases as you go through this thing, like the audience gets smaller and smaller. So people right now, okay, so then that's customer acquisition, and that's that might be a longer process of you really, like, it might be better for you to really pursue building relationships with a whole bunch of event planners and different people that would be gatekeepers to you, and building trust with them by delivering a lot of value to them, by repeating, like by doing good shows that they like, and that where you deliver completely and you're super consistent and you're super professional and you're super woke and dependable in every way. That's awesome. That's a good way to build trust. But and then when they need to book somebody, you stay at the top of their mind by staying in touch with them at all times, so that they pick you before they start to talk to another magician or something. That's a whole different strategy besides SEO. SEO for magicians is interesting because like when I was juggling and I set up AdWords for juggler in Los Angeles, people weren't searching for it. I got like 3 clicks for juggler in Los Angeles, and I also put in magician just to see, just to like if the audience was interested in juggling after that. And magician was crazy. It was like 500 clicks for magician, and 3 clicks for juggler, because people were searching for magician.
Sure.
So that's good for you, but it's also, there's also a lot of competition for magician. And you have, and then for somebody to search for corporate magician that seems weird to me. It seems like somebody, maybe, I don't know what the trends are, but somebody might be searching for that, but I don't know. I think that if a person was an event planner internally in a company, they would be like, they would search for magician probably in San Francisco. So what you would want to do is rank high for magician. But here's the problem with that. Let's see here. If you search for magician in San Francisco, you have ads. This isn't about SEO. This is about somebody paying to advertise on Google. And Armax is killing it by advertising at the top. He's probably paying the most. And so he's the top rank for magician in San Francisco. Then there's this Ron Schaub, Al Skinner. And then we have the actual SEO stuff, Kevin Blake, Jay Alexander's Theater, and Robert Strong. These guys, well, Marrakesh is pretty new, but Robert Strong has been around for a while, and he's good at this stuff. I don't think he's hiring somebody to do it once. He's probably nonstop working on it. And that's why he's ranking so high. Next is Yelp. Then Jay Alexander's Theater. Then these guys. Then we have like The Bash and Gig Salad, which those companies are SEO companies. They're basically, their whole business is built around ranking as high as possible on Google. So they're the first, so that they're the filter that everybody has to go through in order to get a magician or a juggler or a clown or a balloon twister or whatever.
Scott, can I stop you just right there for a moment?
Yeah.
This might be a point of interest. I'm on bark.com.
Yeah.
Am I recreating the wheel by paying a separate service? Because Bark seems to be at the top of the food chain. All roads to me seem to go through Bark. Yelp, it's a dead end. Those jobs I get from Yelp, they're kids' party invitations, which is fine, but that's not the road I'm on. Bark, including COVID, I have 27 hires in the last 3 years, including COVID, on Bark with over 50 reviews. So many you just want to stop getting them, right? Because how many can they read? I say all that to say they've exposed me in a wonderful way, but they don't ring the bell for the larger corporate events. It's a lot of private parties, but Bark is doing something right in helping people connect with me. And I've earned their trust, so to speak, to where when people go through Bark, all roads lead through Bark before Gig Salad, The Bash, Gig Masters, Yelp, Thumbtack. Bark beats them all. Collectively, hands down. I get half a dozen leads from Bark a day. So I turned down a ton to have gotten what I've gotten over the last 3 years. The day job has kept me from getting even more, which is one of the reasons I'm talking to you. Jettison the day job. I need to be able to travel, be branded more. But Bark has done well locally, but I need to reach beyond local and get on a plane and go somewhere. And that's where Bark really can't help me, but it's doing something right in terms of searches.
Right.
For me.
So this is a break from the SEO talk, but I'll jump into it really quick. Yes. Get a better Bark strategy, improve your Bark, improve whatever you need to on Bark, it's better to use, it's probably good to use Fiverr for making you great images to put onto Bark. Figure out exactly how you appear, figure out how to make yourself more valuable looking on Bark, so that when you get the call, when you start the conversation, you can negotiate a higher rate. Get I don't know, whatever you need. I don't know how Bark works, but whatever you need to do to rank higher on Bark, go for it. Keep on pouring into that. I'd say don't try to scale nationally too quickly. I don't know why you want to go national. What if you were doing like 3 gigs a week in San Francisco?
Be great. It'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then you don't need to go national.
No, it's just kind of a dream, but I think travel would get tiring. It's just because I haven't done it. I want to do it, that kind of thing.
So don't do it.
Yeah.
Keep working on what you're doing and build it up, and it's going to be a relief for you. It's going to be more fulfilling, and it's going to be easier to track your numbers, and it's going to be easier to set your rates because you're not like, oh, it's actually going to take me 4 days to get to Atlanta and do that show.
Yeah. And LA, Scott, is striking distance from me because it's a 5-hour drive down to the Magic Castle and beyond, right?
Yeah.
So that's a night in a hotel only, but that's doable in a car.
Right.
So that's nice too out here on the West Coast in the Central Valley.
Right. So make your business local and then have fun doing other shows. Like get booked on Monday Magic or whatever in New York City and do that one. It's free. And you could, while you're in town, you could contact a whole bunch of other shows and say, hey, I'm in town. Can I jump on your show? And have fun doing that. Go to Vegas, and there are a bunch of like late night shows and different things you could do in Vegas that do that for fun, or get booked occasionally in random weird places. That there will be that fallout of promoting locally, but start local and stay local, and you're gonna have.
I like that.
You're gonna be strong.
I like that, and the Monday through Friday is really what's giving me the cold feet to walk away from a place where I'm gainfully employed, where benefits and medical insurance mean the world to a 57-year-old guy, especially who's married to a wife, right? But I can't let that stop me from finishing well as a human being with my passion and desire. So the Monday through Friday, I need a strategy for that. Because the weekends, I believe you're right, can take care of themselves locally in the San Francisco Greater Bay Area, San Jose, Sacramento, etc. I'm totally on board with that. I like it.
How many Bark gigs do you need to get rid of your day job?
I can get rid of it now, Scott. This is, I'm embarrassed to say this. I could probably walk away now, but I'm playing both ends. It's a good job. It's a really good job. The dream job that I would have retired in had I not revisited a childhood passion of performing after an extended bout with some real downtime in life. So I found the fun again as an adult. The factory isn't fun. It's necessary, but I can do this. And it's one of the reasons I took you seriously and said, hey, let's Zoom together, because I need to take this step in the next 90 days.
Wow. Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, so this is what I'd say to do on your path is build up your Bark strategy. Like really just make your Bark ironclad awesome.
Right.
As far as all the information that you have in front of you right now, anything that you can Google right now and like just learn a little bit more about Bark. Chris Corelli, Chris Mike Magic. He's got a good Bark technique too. So he could help you out. You might hire him to consult or something.
Okay.
And so get that going. Here's your SEO. You want people to search. This is the primary thing. You want people to be able to search for you. So
Here's the dove in the background. There's 6 of them over there and 1 male. So he's having fun.
You want people to be able to search for you and get your website first. The SEO guy that you hired from Fiverr, I think isn't good.
Okay.
Your third ranking for your name right now. Your web address is not helpful to you. bcmagic4u.com. Google is looking for the best. It's trying to help the people searching get the website that's the most expertise in that for that thing. So
Right.
if we're searching for Brian Cassady, I don't see it in your title
No,
of your web
I never
page.
thought of that.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
It's not in your URL. Here it says Brian Cassady one time, and then you have to edit your. I can't believe your SEO guy didn't want to edit your content of your web page, because that's pretty straightforward.
Right.
So
I asked
getting
him
your
about
content.
I know nothing, and I questioned that. Oh, don't worry. And this is why I'm kind of in your hands today, Scott, wanting a little bit of guidance.
Yeah. So I don't want you to rank highest for corporate magician in San Francisco. I don't care about that. I want people to be able to search for you and find you immediately. You should be the top link for that. We can later build, I'll show you how to build later to improve your magician ranking, but you're probably not going to beat Robert Strong and those other guys anytime soon for that.
Yeah, that's
Because
fine.
it's good. It would be good if you could, but I'll show you really quick. If you search for Los Angeles juggler, here this is the top ranking one. Nobody's advertising for Los Angeles juggler because they're smart, I guess, because nobody's searching for it that has money. The only thing that I was getting birthday party offers like $50 or whatever for Los Angeles juggler. And the only thing that really ended up paying off was TV and movie stuff. So what I did was I made Los Angeles juggler, which is, you see my domain name is Los Angeles juggler, the exact thing that I want people to get when they search for me.
Right.
I want people searching for Los Angeles juggler to get my website. So here I have, here I have Los Angeles juggler, and then I just have like juggler is written on all this, and these resources, I have other jugglers, and if another juggler is watching this in Los Angeles, please hit me up and I'll put you on this thing. So it's just, Google thinks this is the best place to find a Los Angeles juggler, and they have links out to other jugglers' websites, and it says juggler over and over again, and it says Los Angeles over and over again, and it does the job of ranking me high. When they go to my website, this is what it's about. It's all about TV and film. It's not about doing live shows.
Right.
I have another website for live shows, but this was the thing that actually, the only people that were paying me were TV and movie people. So
yes.
I didn't care. So if somebody came to this site looking for a birthday party juggler, they would be like, this is the wrong guy. Perfect. Right. Okay.
Now, Scott, is this something that you can provide from start to finish for someone like me, that I have to look no further? We can just kind of maximize our relationship, because that's another reason why I was drawn to you. I liked your approach to me, and I'm hoping to find a one-stop. You're not my savior, so to speak, but someone that can put me forward on my best behavior as an entertainer.
Yeah. I can, I'm doing consulting calls, and then I'm doing and then I'm making websites, and websites include a whole branding thing from start to finish. I talk to you about what's going on, and then I figure out what your brand is, and then make the website. You get the branding plan afterward to use for whatever other stuff, and you get a website that's well executed, professional website. So those are the two things I'm offering: consulting calls and websites. Those are the main things. I can spend time on your SEO, but I'd be expensive that way.
Right.
So we could talk about it, but
sure. Yeah, as you're
mostly
talking out loud, I'm just getting all kinds of ideas and looking forward to what goes beyond this call.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. So the Los Angeles, so San Francisco magician to build that up, you want to get your Yelp cranking, because Yelp is another SEO company. So get good on. So what I have for Los Angeles Juggler is here I am at the top, right? Then the Bash, which is one of those gatekeepers, then Jack and Jerry Calvin, Matt Keel, and then me again as a Google. This is a Google listing. So you want to have your Google business set up. Do you have that with like reviews and stuff like that?
I do. Yeah, I do. And locally, if people Google magician, they're going to find me. But I kind of fly under this banner of Brian Cassady, fabulous magical entertainment, or fabulous corporate entertainment, or fabulous family entertainment. I can interchange that middle word, but fabulous entertainment are kind of the spin on the Vegas thing that I do. And that's not all the time. I don't superimpose that on every event, but my sweet spot is a pop-up, on location lounge show that comes to you.
Okay.
A full evening of both walk around and stage, any size, any length, any kind, or any video.
Mostly what I'm interested in,
pops up and everything else.
What I'm interested in for SEO purposes is, I think people are going to search for magician,
right?
Magician for hire, something like that. So even if you can lead with that, see, here's my other website. So I have the top thing. This might just be for me. Google gives different people different search results, so they might just be pandering to me. Then I have this link. Then I have Gig Salad, Entertainers Worldwide. I don't know what that is. And then Juggle Good. This is my this website.
Now, Scott, are you on
Gig Salad
the Bash? Are you on those platforms? You're not.
I'm not really interested in those.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah.
But so then, and those websites don't help your ranking, your own ranking. They just help themselves.
Yes.
So Juggle Good is ranked high, and I started with Juggler, you see, and Contortionist and Magician and Circus, so that's my title, because I want Google to know that I'm an expert in that. I want to get every juggling job that's going to pay high. So here's juggling again in my description. So if you're doing SEO for your site, I think you would put magician, magician, and then Brian Cassady. Then you can put whatever you want after that.
Yep.
And then here again, down here is me. It's on Yelp. And there's my Yelp page. Oh my gosh, this is so outdated, all these photos. But
you're still on Yelp, right? You're still there as a performer. Okay.
I'm here on Yelp. And I've got reviews. It takes a long time to build up your reviews on Yelp. So you can't get everybody to review you in one day, because then they mark them as spam or something.
Yep.
And they want you to buy ads. So I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, I'm on the front page of Google 4 times for Los Angeles Juggler. And you could be on the front page of Google for San Francisco Magician, I think, but it'll just take some time.
Yeah.
What you're gonna improve your title of your website.
Okay.
You're gonna improve the description of on your website. You'll have a video playback of this if you want, so you don't have to take total notes. But you're going to change the content of your website so it talks about magician more. And you're gonna have a Yelp page and a Google listing. And those things are going to help you. Then you're going to get links, people to link to you for being a magician.
Now, are those called back pages?
They call them backlinks. Yeah.
Backlinks. That was another partner with the person that I discussed on Fiverr. Hey, this person can provide you with backlinks. And that was going to be a monthly or a bi-monthly or a quarterly, depending on how aggressive I wanted to be, service. And I'm like, I know nothing. You know, I can't even talk to you guys on the phone. It's just purely a chat on Fiverr. So I just backed out, but I thought, am I leaving money on the table? Am I missing an opportunity? Which is why I reached out to you through the SBBC or Show Business Blueprint platform, and was happy you responded back.
Yeah. So here's a backlink checker.
And I have a friend that said backlinks can be done legitimately or illegitimately.
Yeah. And Google is trying to find the best solution, best resources. So if you're being linked to from a really legit website, that's good. Like periodicals like New York Times or government organizations are more important to Google linking to you than some random website. So somebody with Fiverr might be like just adding a zillion backlinks that aren't really legit, and Google doesn't care. If you're like in a page that has like farm equipment and magician, and like Google is just going to go, that link means nothing.
Yeah.
But if you're in a list of magicians, then and somebody's curated this list of magicians that they like, then that's helpful. So like for my page to be linked from Los Angeles Juggler, that means, oh, this is a list of the top 5 jugglers in Los Angeles. Yeah. And here's a link to Juggle Good. So that's helpful. Here's so I have a link, I have a backlink from some like chadryden.com is a pretty old website. This is a vaudeville. It talks about vaudeville. This is IMDb. PR Web is like a where you put up press releases, so that's helpful. Laughing Squid is a really big blog. Boing Boing is a really big blog. Both of those are, well, Laughing Squid is San Francisco based. If you make something interesting that they want to share, then getting a link from them is helpful for you. Juggling.org, obviously, that's good cred. OC Weekly is a periodical. So I worked really hard on getting a lot of backlinks, and every time a newspaper wrote about me or whatever, and they put it on their website, I would contact the webmaster and ask if they could give a link to my website on that thing. So that's the basic thing. You change your content, you get on Yelp, you get on the Google, you get the Google business page going, you get your and then you get backlinks. Another technique for getting backlinks is a moving man technique. I don't know. Yeah, so the moving man method, it's basically you're trying to get, you find somebody who has a bunch of backlinks and is no longer using them. So you find a magician who's just retired. You check his backlinks, find all the places that are linking to him, and then go to those people and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that link is dead that you shared. If you'd like to link to my website, I'd really appreciate it. And that works really well. Like, I think I did that with Raspini Brothers, because there were a bunch of juggling websites that were linking to them. Yeah. And I'd say, yeah, hey, that link, just to let you know, that link is dead. And if you want to, I know you have a list of jugglers there, so I would love to be included in your list. That's another way to build some backlinks. So that's the basic SEO thing.
So it sounds like you're saying a lot of this can be done by me without paying anything.
Yes.
If I'm willing to change my website title, and I probably wouldn't rearrange my website without someone like you putting your hands on it, so it can just be done right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that hands-on. I want to be more involved in outreach and customer service and follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think I recommend you learning this stuff because it's kind of an ongoing process to do SEO, and you have to also figure out what's the return on it. Because I don't know, I think your Fiverr guy maybe promised too much, and it takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in bad shape as a performer. My schedule is full with a full-time job, but it wouldn't be full without that. So the Monday through Friday strategy is something I would have to work out. But I like your idea of staying local on the weekends and maximizing these international cosmopolitan centers like San Francisco, San Jose. There's no reason to go beyond that. I mean, there's magicians probably in the Midwest that are paying money to come here to perform for corporate gigs. I can drive there, but it's one of these things where it's hiding in plain sight because I'm always here and I'm thinking somewhere over the rainbow, right? But that's not necessarily the case.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Like, find your minimum viable audience. If you're like thinking, whoa, did my stuff just die here?
We can certainly hear you. You just, we lost your face. There you go.
Yeah, yeah, that's the overall business strategy, I'd say, is like, go really local, figure out a really small audience for yourself that you can target, even like beyond local. You go like, I'm going to do,
well, we're striking distance to Tahoe. I've done shows in South Lake Tahoe. I just did one recently there. Reno, that's a 3-hour drive. It's very, very doable.
Right. I would say like maybe you do 1-year-old startups in San Francisco and San Jose. If you were just doing those, you might have a big enough audience to be able to like really target them and just do those gigs.
Startup, is that a company that's 1 year old or less? That's
yeah, like a right.
There'd be a lot of those, I imagine.
Yeah, because right now we have like the venture capital world is really insane. So people are starting up businesses that aren't really going to last very long. And you could probably target these companies that are super funded and young, and you could hit up incubators and whatever, I don't know, wherever these people are, you could probably start to connect with them, and it would be fun for you because they would be exciting. All the companies would be young and exciting. And into,
is that something that you could help me direct me towards them, give me what I need to know to make the call?
Yeah, so that would be like, so SEO is still good for you. to just to do the basics and get yourself lined up as far as Brian Cassady, because you want people to be able to search for you. If they're already talking to you, you want them to be able to search for you and find like a good website that doesn't show them any red flags,
Right.
so that they see you're legitimate. But then you have your actual, you don't use SEO as your outreach for finding new clients. You'd maybe do organic reach or advertising on LinkedIn and connect
Sure.
with these companies, and then and you just use your website as like, this guy has an actual business. Don't be scared of him.
Yeah, so some of the more profitable gigs I've gotten Monday through Friday have been corporate luncheons in the Bay Area and Sacramento. Monday through Friday at any given day, especially during the holidays, but I've got one coming up just in a week or so. They'll do a luncheon from 12 to 1:30 or something like that, and need something that is motivational as well as pure entertainment pleasure. So I try to blend that. Yeah, we can wrap something around your vision, what you want to motivate your workers towards, team building, et cetera. At the same time, you can give them a nice recess from the office over lunch. And those have been very rewarding for me, very fulfilling, great feedback. That is a target I could aim for Monday through Friday.
How did they find out about you for the luncheon you have coming up?
They found out about me. That was a Yelp, which surprised me because Yelp has not produced as much as I'd hoped from the beginning. Bark has been the best semi-agency I've used. They're kind of an agent, a middleman. Thumbtack has some good work, but it's scarce. Gig Salad is saturated with family parties for kids. I'm just trying to talk honestly. Gig Masters, which is now the Bash, is far and few between.
Yeah.
I know I'm not as bad as I look on their sites, because on Bark, I've got more work than I can handle, but it's not, the average pay is not as high as I would like it to be to live comfortably without that 40-hour-a-week guaranteed job at the factory. Hate to keep
Does the
saying
customer does the customer set the price? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about Bark because I don't know how it works. Chris Mike knows really well how it works, and he's in the Showbiz Blueprint group.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what SEO, I think, is not your customer acquisition strategy. It's going to be helpful to you to make it better, but it's not going to be what you're really trying to do right now. I think is just improve how much money you're making per gig.
Yeah. I'm almost there, you know.
Yeah. So if you have a good website, that's good, because then you have somebody comes and they go, oh, okay, I don't know what this guy's going to charge me, but whenever I talk to him, I know that he's going to charge me the actual price. He's going to ask for the actual price. So then they're not like thinking that they need to negotiate with you and get the lowest thing. And they also start to compare you based on different qualities instead of comparing you based on price. Same thing with setting up your Bash and your Bark and everything. Getting it to a level of quality and a good clear brand and stuff like that. All of that gives them a way to compare you based on what they're actually getting, and not just based on price. So like a plumber, if I'm hiring a plumber, I might not know anything about plumbing, so I just say like, which plumber is the cheapest. But when I talk to one of the plumbers and he says, what's your cabinetry like? And then I start to talk about my cabinetry, and he says, okay, you're going to want to protect that. So I'm going to bring, I have plastic that I put down, and I'm going to line your cabinet and make sure that it's protected, because that's really important to me. I'm going to come in, do this whole job, leave it completely clean, spotless, and your pipes are going to work.
Right.
So then I think like, oh, this other plumber that I talked to, he was a cheaper price, but maybe he doesn't do all that stuff, even
Right.
if the other plumber does that stuff. And then I start to get more educated about what's going on. Same with you, like, oh, if I see you have these amazing credits, then and you're insured or whatever, then I start to compare different magicians based
Yeah.
on something other than price. Then when they get to talk to you and you say, I know that you said this gig was for $800, but I think I want to do something more special for you. I want to bring this other prop, and I want to do this other thing that's going to engage your group in a bigger way.
Right.
So it's gonna cost you a little bit more if you want to do that, or I can do the $800 gig.
Right.
That gives you leverage in that, and it might get you beyond the price problem on Bark.
Yeah, Bark, there seems to be a bit of a ceiling. Some of my biggest gigs have come, like you said, this organic outreach and follow-up and trust base I've established. Entertainers worldwide, I think that's another international site out of Europe. I got a big job on there a few months ago. That just came out of the blue.
Yeah. So you want to get to a place where you have clients that you're doing the same work for over and over again. Then you also want to get word of mouth. You don't want these companies to own your business. You don't want Bark to own your business and like depend on them, because their algorithms could change or whatever, and you could be screwed. So you want to build your business to that point where everybody's just connected with you directly.
Right.
But for right now, you're going to want to build a really strong strategy for these SEO companies.
Right. I'm not looking for a shortcut, Scott, necessarily. I'm just wanting to avoid wasting time. I don't have time to waste at 57. I finally found something that I can do that fulfills me immensely. And I just don't want to waste time.
Yeah, you're going to waste a lot of time.
No, I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Well, you're still going to waste a lot of time, even with my advice. but just keep going for it, man. Keep sticking to it.
Thank you.
You're in the arts, so there's a lot of randomness to it. There's a lot of like complication to understanding your value in it. There's a lot of magical thinking that's going to happen. There's a lot of weird theories that other people have about like everything. That you're going to get advice in a lot of different directions that doesn't help you, and enjoy it. I recommend for your mindset to not think about wasting time. Don't just let yourself waste some time. Everything's an experiment moving forward, and you're gonna learn a lot, and stick to what your mission is. Figure out your goals and try to achieve them, and enjoy it, because if you're thinking about wasting time and you're thinking about efficiency, it's not going to be very fun, and you're still going to waste just as much time.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that is just this desire to be away from punching a clock 40 hours a week. Maybe I've miscommunicated. It's like I want to be free from the day job as soon as possible, right? So in that regard, I'm very anxious, very much expediting the process. But as an entertainer, I am enjoying it, but I'll definitely remember your advice.
Yeah, as a freelancer, it's messes with your mind, because you're your own boss. But how much of your time are you going to spend being your own boss, and how much of your time are you going to spend being your own worker? It's a lot. It's a lot to think about. Like, and I get tempted to constantly make I want to make big decisions all the time about like changing my trajectory and stuff like that. But that's not, most of the work is done by the lower level employee. So you spend a little bit of time making some big decisions and a lot of time doing the work. and like let's say you're trying to get let's say you're trying to get 30 gigs in the next year. That's your goal. You want to get 30 adequate gigs of a certain price level, and you just set that. Your CEO of your company sets that goal, and your employee just tries to figure out how to make that happen.
Yeah.
And you don't change your goal. You don't go back on it. You just work and try something, see if it works, try the next thing, see if it works, figure out what's working and what's not working. And then you because you'll be like, oh, I'm going to do a LinkedIn strategy and I'm going to try to do this thing. And then you pursue that for a little bit and you go, oh, somebody just told me to get on YouTube and start making YouTube videos, and then I could do this thing. And somebody told me to TikTok is the hot thing, so I got to do that, or I got to make a good website, or I got to do an email campaign or whatever. And constantly changing direction is what a lot of freelancers do, and it's very unfulfilling and very difficult. And so your CEO is going to help you with efficiency, but you're not going to spend very much CEO time.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will definitely talk to you about, the best way to maximize the verbiage, whether it be the title of the website or the first line on the website, things like that will help.
Yeah. We'll talk. I'm glad to talk to you and get hired by you to make a website for you, whatever, or do a consulting call and talk about the overall business stuff. But yeah, man, it was great talking to you. Yeah,
thank you. Appreciate it, Scott. Pleasure to talk with you as well. Hopefully this will benefit others beyond just me.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian.
All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.